Hi everybody and welcome to week 3. I can't believe that we're already beginning the week that marks halfway through our semester. Everybody's been doing a great job with the assignments that they've handed in. I'm going to go through the interactive lessons today and tomorrow, and then I'm going to kind of put together a best of with some commentary for me and put it back out there for you to all review, so that you have a good idea not only of what you did, but how other people saw the lesson as well. So look for that in the next day or two. And then that you can use to help you do your final paper. You can use that for notes on those particular topics for doing your final paper. So this week we're moving past the macro level view of organizational communication, like what is an organization, what's the organizational landscape, and we're going to look at specific issues or topics within the organization, or outside of, but more specific topics than the general what is an organization. So this week we're going to look at globalization, networks, and technology. So this week, because we have 3 topics, it is a bit of a more work-intensive week, although I tried to make the activities and everything else as relevant and interesting as possible, which I do every week, but especially on weeks where I know your work is heavy, I want to make sure that you're getting the most out of it as you can. So you'll see there's one lesson this week that's on networks. Then there is a movie called No Logo. I think this is a great movie for explaining how globalization impacts not only organizational life, but also how it impacts us as citizens and the choices that we have in terms of democracy, in terms of human rights. It's a fantastic documentary. It's getting a little bit old, a little bit dated, but for the most part, a lot of the brands that they talk about are still pretty relevant. So you should really enjoy that. Give yourself, I believe it's a little over an hour. Oh, no, you know what? We usually watch it in under a class period when I show it in class. So it's probably just about 60 or 70 minutes. So give yourself time for that. The lesson is probably 20 or 30 minutes. So to go with the lesson, there is a networks activity. It's a Dropbox activity. It just asks you to create a diagram and answer some questions. For the diagram, if you just wanted to scan it in, if you draw it out or explain it, how you would have people situated within their network, you can do that. Let me know if you have any trouble with that, figuring out how to exactly get it done. Then there is another interactive lesson for this week, and the interactive lesson has to do with technology. There's a very brief, I think less than 5-minute video on technology in the workplace that can give you some ideas in addition to your reading, and then I do ask you to create an interactive lesson, which is again what you did for this last week, where you narrate a PowerPoint. So I know that if you had problems with the audio in the PowerPoint, my best practice is, although there are multiple ways to do it, is for you to use the newer version of PowerPoint, so the .pptx, and to go to Insert Audio and Record Audio. And so I record the audio directly onto the presentation and then save it as a PPTX file, and that usually works for me. So you would be doing another interactive lesson. Again, if you have other presentation software that you favor, that you can add audio to, by all means use that. So hopefully, even though they're a little work intensive, you're getting a lot out of these interactive lessons, because instead of me giving the lesson to you, it's you giving the lesson to me, kind of like digging in, really kind of figuring out the answers and how to arrange it. And then because this is partly a speaking class as well, it gives you a chance to do presentations and share information with each other. Again, you'll see the flip side of that when I take what you submitted and kind of turn it around and put it back out there for the rest of the class to see with my commentary. So you have the interactive lesson, you have the Dropbox activity, and then you also have a voice thread about globalization and global responsibility. So both your reading and the movie really kind of emphasize the fact that in the global world, we all have a responsibility to make sure that everyone is treated fairly and that there's equity in globalization. So there is a voice thread where I post a question, or I pose a question to you, and again, you can hear that question by clicking on the icon that is my picture and listening to the commentary. And then I ask you to answer that question using the microphone so that we can all hear each other's responses. I do ask you to comment about the movie and the links that I've attached that are included. So there's a folder called Global Responsibility Links, and it's different. They're links to different organizations that have different positions about the responsibilities that we have in a global world. So I encourage you to go and click through them. Really, because there's no formal lesson on globalization this week, it's just the movie and the links. I'm really kind of letting you guys explore and figure out, kind of put together for yourselves what globalization is, as well as how it impacts us all. And of course, the reading is there as a scaffold, as is the discussion. So that's it for this week, and then of course you have your quiz as well. So I really look forward to hearing everything that you guys have to say. These are some of my favorite topics. I think they're some of the most interesting topics that we cover. I think I've mentioned before that a lot of the research that I do is on technology use in organizations. So technology, I can't get enough of it. I can't say how much it has impacted the way that we work. So yeah, I really look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about that. And that's it. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to post in the Ask the Professor or another classmate discussion forum, or to send me an email. We can always Skype or meet face-to-face as well. But if you want to meet face-to-face, we do have to set up an appointment so that I make sure I'm on campus. And also for the interactive lesson, you are welcome to work with a classmate, but for the other two assignments, please do work alone. All right? Have a great week, and I will talk to you later in the week. Bye.